Hey, and welcome to Get Back in the Kitchen with Frozen Binary. Today I'm on vacation, so I'll be uploading this whenever the fuck I feel like. But I'm making pickled onions because I love pickled onions. They're delicious as fuck, and I can make them really well. So what you'll need to make pickled onions is 1 pound of onions. I chopped them into quarters with my huge fuck-off knife. If you're going to be cutting them up, make sure that you cut them safely. Have cut gloves or whatever. You will also need around about 2.5 cups of distilled white vinegar. I say around about 2.5 cups. It will vary just because onions are round, and there will always be space in the jar as you see here. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. You actually don't need that much sugar because onions surprisingly have a lot of sugar in them. Especially red onions, they're very, very sweet. And then you will also need a kind of salt. You'll need about 2 tablespoons of that. And I use this pink salt. As you can see, it's got like fish piss and dog shit and all sorts of stuff in it to give it some natural flavors. But you can really use any kind of salt. Although I do recommend don't use iodized salt. It bruises the flavor really fucking bad. So once you've cut up your onions and put them into a standard-sized pickle jar, what you're going to want to do is get your dry mixture of sugar and salt, as I've put here for convenience, and just kind of slowly pour it in here. So I'm actually trying to watch what I'm doing on the camera as well as what I'm doing in my hand. Not as easy as it looks. Now I only poured about 2 cups of the 2.5 cups of white vinegar in here, just because I'll pour the rest of it on to top it off here in a bit. There we go, got all my cocaine in there. Sweet, sweet. I love cocaine flavored pickled onions. See, and here's my special vinegar mix. As you see, I'm topping it off right there, and it actually fills it up pretty much to the brim, which is what you want, which is why I had to give you an estimate. You'll have to vary it depending on how many onions are in here and the size of them and how well you cut them up and stuff like that. So then, once it's ready to go, you just seal it up. This is a separate jar I actually had ready to go just for this. Sorry, I had to put the camera down real quick just to tighten the jar. And then you just want to lightly start shaking it, because all that sugar and shit is gonna just sink to the bottom. You kind of want it to dissolve in there, and shaking it really helps. It also gets the mixture of your vinegars really down if you decide to use a mix. Let's see, so there we are. And that is ready to go into a cool, dark place. You can put it right in your fridge. That's what I normally do. But you can also see the end result right now, because I've made some about 3 weeks ago. Now, as you can see the difference between these, the finished ones, the brine has turned to complete pink, and there's none in the stink, whereas this one's still really clear. It's kind of muddy because of the mixture I used, but it's generally very translucent, whereas this one's not so much. So that should be a good indicator of when your pickling process is pretty much done. And then just don't open it or open it as little as possible until they turn this color. And that's really it. It's pretty simple. What can you use these for? You can use pickled onions in a variety of stuff. They go good in guacamole. They are also good you put them in stews. They're really handy for that. Curry is also a good option if you make your homemade curry. I know Raging Golden Eagle would probably be into that. Chili as well. I know he makes his own chili. Try them there. I just eat them with cheese and maybe a few like petals of onion and some wine, and they go really well. It's a great snack. Sandwiches, roast beef sandwiches, you can put them in there. Fantastic. There's a whole bunch of shit you can do with them. In fact, there's actually a cocktail you can use, pickled onions and martini, I believe it is. And then I'm willing to bet that this is going to taste awesome. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with these. Send me your tips. All right, thanks for watching.